Hey guys, welcome back. Let's continue with Redux Thunk. Go to your coding editors, and in the last lecture we initialized Redux Thunk, so now we can return from the action creators functions. So go to your index.js instead of the actions folder, and let's return from here function. So just return function, and let's provide here a dispatch, and like this. Now I will copy everything here inside of a function, so like this, cut it out from here and inside of a function. Let's indent it properly. Alright, and we can remove debuggers, we don't need them anymore here. And also we don't need this return. Now we are not returning here action. So like this. And the point of this function is to delay our dispatch. So now we are returning function here. And here is our server call, this set a timeout. So let's write here comment simulate server call. And we get our rental after 1 second, so after thousands milliseconds. Here we get the rental, and I can write it here like before, const rental equals rental.find. And I can remove this let. Okay? And here I can dispatch new action. So I'll create a new action here. And let's export const and let's fetch rental by ID success, like this. It is just a function, and here we'll get a rental. And I don't need to export it actually, because I need to just export this function, because this function will be called from rental detail. So let's remove export from here, and I will place it after. And fetch rental by ID success will receive rental here. And here we can return type. And we need to create a new type here. Fetch rental by ID success. I can rename this for a success like this. And I can go to our types. And let's change the name by ID success. Fetch rental by ID success. Let's back to actions. And here we can dispatch this action. So let's write dispatch and fetch rental by ID success, and I can send here rental. So now I'm dispatching this action here, fetch rental by ID success, and I'm sending here rental. So return type fetch rental by ID success, like this, and let's send here rental. Perfect. So we are simulating server call. After 1 millisecond, we are dispatching. So we are delaying our dispatch. Amazing. Let's go to reducer. So rental reducer. And here, in a case of fetch rental by ID success, like this, and we need to import it by ID success. And this stays same, no change here. All right, save everything. And let's go to your browsers. Let's refresh the page. You see it? After 1 second, we are getting our rental. Amazing, but here we have our $sign, because this will stay, because this is not getting from a rental. When you go to rental detail, you can see this $sign here. So there are a few options you can work on here. Let's write here if statement. So if we have a rental, then we want to return this. Just return, and let's paste it inside, and let's indent it properly. And if we don't have a rental, so else here, we want to return something else. So return normal brackets like this, and let's return here just h1, and let's say here loading. Right, let's save everything and let's go to browsers. Let's refresh, and nothing changed. So this means our check is passing all the time. And that's because we have a rental always, because it's an empty object. So you can create a new property inside of your initial state in a reducer and change this state when you are fetching your rental, and we will do it in the future. And we will check for it inside of this render function. But for now, I can check just for some property on the rental. Because remember, we are getting always empty object of the rental, so it is like the rental exists. So this check is passing all the time. But ID doesn't exist all the time. ID exists just when we get the rental from a server. So here I will check for rental ID. If I have a rental ID, I will display this data. If I don't have a rental ID, I will return this loading. So, okay. Let's go back to our browsers and let's refresh. And now I'm displaying nice loading. And you can imagine you can display here some spinner icon or something else, or you don't need to display anything here because it's quite a fast load. But yeah, it's up to you. But now you know how you can check for this. All right, guys. So that should be it for this lesson. Now we know how to use Redux Thunk. I hope you understand this. It's very simple. We are just returning a function here with a dispatch, and we are dispatching action when we need to. Alright, so in the next lecture, I will show you how you can use very good Google extension for Redux. It will be a very short lesson, and we will take just a little bit break from the coding. So guys, see you in the next lecture.